But Dave Summerall, Wally Williams, Dwayne Clemens. And I'm going to call him a friend of the show now because you've been on this show so many times. But former Ed Block Courage Award recipient and now a part of the Cal football program, Ron Rivera, is back with us. Ron, congratulations on the job. How did that kind of all come about?
Well, we're still working through it. I'm most likely going to do something for them. We're trying to define the role. And what's really happening in college football right now is you're seeing this, and Dwayne, having been around the Cal situation, to do things the right way, they want to make sure that they have the opportunity to bring resources. And that's what a lot of these schools are now doing, and they're looking for somebody to work within the department and help develop and grow things for the universities and colleges. So that's really what we're trying to do. We haven't defined the role completely yet, but we are working on it.
So let's get to what this really is, man. It's the pros. Okay, and we need pro coaches, we need a pro staff, we need a pro operation now to run college football.
Well, you're right.
It's free agency.
No, and you're right. And what's funny is if you go back and you look at what Bill Belichick is doing, the way he is structuring it and setting it up, that's exactly what you've got. I mean, he brings in Mike Lombardi, who's going to come in and basically set up scouting departments, set up a negotiator. I mean, you have to understand that there are so many different facets that are coming into the game that it has become, the minor leagues. We've always people have always kind of looked at college football as the minor leagues, but now it's truly become it. Why? Because they're now players getting paid.
Right.
The big difference, though, more than anything else, and people understand this, is they don't have a salary cap.
Right.
Now they have limited resources, and you can go to one spot and one team, and they can put all their money in one or two positions, and nobody else gets anything else.
Not in college, though.
Well, no, but that's what. But see, that's what happens now is some schools have limited funds. Those that have limited funds, how are you going to disperse that amongst all those guys?
Right.
So now, like you said, they're trying to find ways to spread that resources out.
Right.
So I know when I was at Cal, living in the Bay Area, Cal is uniquely situated. It is one of the most expensive places to live in the country. And I remember we were thinking getting $700 a month for a scholarship check. And I know I left early as a junior, Reagan Upshaw left as a junior, Tony Gonzalez left as a junior, Stu C as a junior. All these guys that were first-round draft picks that all played on the same team, and we couldn't keep a powerhouse team together. But I feel like, do you feel like now with this NIL deal, guys can actually afford to have a great college experience and will stay long enough to make a team that's cohesive and dominant?
Well, I think so, and I'll tell you, to me, from my perspective, one of the really great examples of a guy staying in school, playing 5 years, having NIL deals and handling them properly the right way, and then getting himself ready to show up in the NFL and hit it running. All right, Jaden Daniels.
Yes.
There's a young man that played for 5 seasons, okay? Because he played for 5 seasons, he matured, he got himself ready. He had the right deals going set up for him, took care of things, and then when he stepped into the NFL, he hit the ground running. Why? Because he had built a structure of how to do things. And again, going back to what Bill Belichick talked about when he first took the job is, hey, we're going to teach these guys not just football, but we're going to show them how to be successful at the next level.
How to be a pro, right?
Exactly, and that's the big question. How are these guys pros?
Job pitch. So my cousin was the strength and conditioning coach at Cal last year. I'm hollering for you, man. Maybe you'll stay on. I don't know. You're going to come in with this new crew. But coming into this situation, and actually treating this, having a mentality like a program, like a functioning program, not even a college program, a program that needs a total scouting department, all those things. I mean, how do you come in and develop this in a short amount of time? Because this is the new era of college football.
It is, and so as you look at it, you look throughout what's going on collegiately, it's how schools are building it. I mean, you've got schools, the big time down in the SEC that have scouting departments. They've got recruiting departments. Okay, and those two intermingle. All right, these guys find them, and then they tell these people go get them. And then you have somebody that's got to work with the NIL department, and they've got to get the funds so they can try and get them. I mean, it's just, it is. I mean, in many ways, it is. And what could be crazy more than anything else is if you ever get to that point where now all of a sudden there are contracts. Well, guess what's going to happen with contracts? Guess what the next thing is? Agents already in.
Anyway, right?
No,
You got to
trades.
call the agents
Don't
in
be
the transfer portal.
Don't be surprised if people start getting traded too. I mean, that's how crazy it could become. I'm just saying could. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm saying this is how crazy it all could be. That to the point where now all of a sudden you're looking at potentially what could be truly a minor league, because the money's already there. Now it's a matter of having rules in place. As far as how people can get paid and contract, and now once they start having contract, now you start looking at where.
What would you trade for Ohio State's wide receiver right now? What would you give up?
I'd give up almost a farm for him.
You'll give up
almost.
Michigan trading at Ohio State. Huh?
Well, that would never happen. That would never happen.
That would be hard one to see. That would be really hard to see. Oh my goodness.
You want to talk about an earth-shattering trade? That would be an earth-shattering trade right there.
Hey, Cal trading with Stanford.
Oh no, that never happened.
As much as we love and respect him, well, you know what? It's interesting. I saw where Andrew Luck was doing this, and that was also one of the things that got me to really look and listen to what's going on, and what the other schools are trying to do. And I think again, it's just a matter of making sure you define the role properly, as we're trying to do. Make sure we get it done right, because this is something that can be very important and really help, and not just at Cal, but just help universally, because I think if you do it right and you start having success, others can do it the same way, and next thing you know, you start having that equity that people will always talk about in college sports, because honestly, it's like the NFL. Not everybody wants to see the same teams. They want to see different teams, and I think creating a level playing field is going to be real important.
Is there also a sense of challenge in doing it from going from the pros to the college?
No, there really is, but more so than anything else, it's funny because from an altruistic standpoint, it is about helping the university and giving back. I mean, look, everything I have started with playing high school football. I got my opportunity, but then going to Cal is what really kind of gave me that next major step. Not only did I get an opportunity to play professionally and then go on to coach professionally, I met my wife. I mean, our family started there. Everything that we have, began at Cal for the two of us, and so getting the opportunity to go back, give back to the university, and work with people, work with student athletes, and I do mean that in every sense of the word. I'd love to do that, and so that's the challenge: is being able to, as Dwayne said earlier, see if you can set it up and structure it so that these guys aren't leaving after 2 or 3 years. They're staying around for 3 or 4 years, giving you a chance to build and go to the next level. It's funny, when I've talked to several coaches, they would tell me, we had this kid here, his freshman year, you could see he had the talent. His sophomore, you really saw it. Then he up and leaves and goes somewhere else, goes to play, and I talked to the coaches, hey, what happened to him? And he goes, they just couldn't get it. And he said, I told him to stay because he knew our system, and that's why he had such a good sophomore year. But instead, he took the money and went somewhere and had to learn a whole new system. And he didn't pan out, and now he's faded. It's crazy but that happens, and you know how hard that is.
Absolutely. So last question. I know that we have a tremendous alumni base of pros and that are coaches and players that have came out of Cal. What is your plan to create sort of an ambassadorship program so that they can be kind of the glue between the future of these kids and where they are now?
That's exactly what we want to do, Wayne. We want to be able to get a group of guys together that have played, and say, hey, let's talk about best practices. How can we bring you guys back in the fold and get you guys involved with us?
Excellent. Well, we know you have to wrap it up, and you got so many people in demand, so I'll let Dave take us out.
Ron, it is an absolute pleasure. We enjoy having you on every time. Good luck at Cal, and you have a place on this show whenever you want to come on.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.